The timeline all started about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. There's this big empty space at the very entrance of our building, and Chip has been very on board with creating the student experience from the very beginning, and when you get here and really telling our story and who we are and what we do. In general, we wanted to do something different than, say, just a wall cling that's a flat, two-dimensional image. We wanted to be able to provide depth and show importance and significance in the way that we layered the material. Taking all of those elements, we pulled any related photos that we had for those milestones so we knew kind of what graphic content we had from the beginning to work with. Taking that aesthetic kind of conceptual idea, taking what practically we could do, then merging those together, and that's when we really started to get the conceptual designs going. Once we settled on a conceptual design, we sent it off to the manufacturers to say, can this be built? And if it can't, what things do we need to do to adjust it, edit it, and then ultimately deciding on what materials where it was going to be, how high it was going to be raised off of the platform, what the different depths of the layering was going to be. It's a lot of that conversation. We wanted to create a really tangible feeling to this timeline, not let it just be like any timeline you could scroll on the internet or something like that, but actually, again, back to experience, give them the experience of being part of this timeline as it has developed. So we included things like the very first newspaper that the university ever produced, the very first logo on the very first car that they ever had on campus. We used some of our graphic team and our design team to actually go over to the archives and look at the paper types and how aged they were. And then after that, we have some very crafty people in our group that just were too excited to be able to age the papers and make them look authentic. It feels very good to be done. I think it's timeless, and I think it tells the story the way that we wanted it to be told.